Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is gonna be the guide for Baruka Battlefield Time Fire. Weakness element. Fire has always been the bane of my existence in the Battlefield of Time, as my fire teams have never been really good. And it's the same case now. I might have gotten lucky with SL with my summon video. You should see it if you haven't. That still does not mean like I don't have this weapon. This weapon is a really like if you if you don't have a lot of advancements on your hunters and you know you're like me and not the most skilled person in the game, this weapon can really reduce the time to clear Baruka by at least I think 10 to 15 seconds at the very least. I don't have this, so I use the combination of, let me show you my setup, Plum with Phoenix Soul. Phoenix Soul is good, but it's not something which is really gonna help you clear it as soon as possible, which is why it took me 1 minute 28 seconds. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe as we dive right into the guide. First of all, I'll show you the setup of mine. Some Jinwoo with the full fire support. Now, if you do have the weapon by the second weapon, which is the fan, I think you can get away with this setup too. Let me show you. Maelin, Ayla, and Min. This is the first setup I tried with, in which I got 1 minute 47 seconds. But due to me not having the fan, I was not able to deal enough damage to kill him quickly. Now, again, use Plum with Phoenix Soul. That is obvious. Plum is really good in this. The shadows I'm using is Big Rock. Why? Because it increases my basic skill damage. If you can, upgrade him because basic skill damage increases really good. And then I'm using Serbi. Serbi is there because of his combustion. Where is it? Yeah. Deal damage equal to 50% of the user's attack in 3 seconds, which is really good, and increases damage taken by the enemy by 5%. Kaisel is here because in case, first of all, attack increased by 100%, really good. The Paralyze can come in clutch, and it has come in clutch a lot of times for me in Battlefield of Time. For example, as we all know, Baruka does go away 2 times in the total battle. He vanished 2 times to escape. This can stop it. I don't use it to stop it, but I use it to get attacked. You can also use Beru, by the way, if you're not using Kaiselin. Why? Because this punishment increases damage taken by 5%, which this will also help you a lot. So you can switch out Kaiselin for him. I should have, because I'm using Gina. Kaiselin does not really serve a purpose for me. Beru would have been the better choice, but whatever. You can use it too. Now, going to artifacts. Now, I'm using Warmonger. Now, why I'm using Warmonger? Now, the 4-set effect. When the user's attack hits, the attack and defense increase by 3% for 8 seconds. 2-set effect gives you attack and defense of 4%. Now it can stack up to the 4-set effect 8 times, which means you can get 24% damage increase and defense. Defense is not really vital, but attack is, so really good. And the second is Obsidian. Obsidian is really good. It is honestly, if I did not need more TP in my normal battles, this will be the set I might use on some Jinwoo, if not expert, because the 4-set effect, the damage dealt in phase effect potency increases to 60%. 60% more damage, which is so busted if your mana is at 40% or more. So this is on Sung Jinwoo. Now whatever hunters you're using, 2 hunters should use Sylph. Why? Sylph increases elemental weakness damage. As you can see, it increases elemental weakness damage by 5%, which is really good. Now increases the skill duration to 60 seconds from 30 if it's a 4-set, and you can stack it up to 3 times, so 15% is really good. Now for SL I'm using Guardian. By Guardian, you'll see it provides shield and on the 4-set effect, and when you have the shield, it increases the damage of the character with the shield by 10%, which is really good, as my damage increased by 10%, and Sung Jin was the main damage dealer. Now on Yu Seo-hun, I'm using again Sylph with Holy Noble Sacrifice. Why? Because it decreases her attack by 8%, which is not important because she's not meant to do damage, but it increases the team members, which is Sung Jinwoo's attack by 8%. Now why I'm using Yu Seo-hun, I'll get into it later on. Now Gina with full blessing. Now these are the runes I'm using, skills. First is the crosshair. If it's a 5 stage, this is a must run. If you have the fan, then you can skip this out for this, but I'll suggest you can do that. Why? Because this increases the core damage increase by 160%, which is so dumb. And Phoenix Soul and the new 5 weapon do rely on it, so keep that in mind. Cool. So I'm using Crosshair, and the other one is the Almighty Break. armor break, fire 1, which increases the critical hit damage by 80%, which is really good. Now, for the QTE, I'm using Overshadow on the death one. Why? Because 200% skill damage. It helps when you're dealing with enemies, and I do use it to clear a mob. Now, the second one is this. Again, if you have this, you should use the fire one. I don't have it, so I'm using the basic one because when I break the opponent, I get 10% damage increase, which is again really good. Now, going on to the Blessing Stones. Blessing Stones are Reawakening, skill cooldown. Second one is again this one. Where is it? The Elemental Weakness Destruction. If you have it at Legendary, really good. I don't. I have it at Heroic, but it's really good. If a boss has Elemental Weakness, this is almost a must run, I'll say. The third one is again Pulverize because I am going for break. I can't kill him quickly enough to not, like, you will see some YouTubers who do not even break Baruka, but I have to because I can't do enough damage. Trust me, 35 minutes of testing. Now the other is Bloodlust because I hit Baruka a lot. You had to hit him a lot. Cool. The survival one of this. This is a basic one. I don't think I need to explain this. You are surviving a KO, which is really good because you can attack fearlessly. Life to get shield because Essil has Guardian, and when you get shield, you get damage increase. The third one is also a shield related one. Aggressive defense. Use a basic attack, you get shield. Now, on to the core. The core is really simple. You want to use a Sungjin move on Sungjin move. Pretty obvious to get the effects. Now, for the first one, you should use this. It doesn't really matter. Additional attack will be there. The second attack, if it's a good one, really good. But again, increases the attack by 5%. That is gonna come in really clutch. Remember that. Increase attack by 5%. The second one I'm using is this. When the ultimate skill lands, it grants a shield. Again, damage increase. Now, this one is again. When I use the ultimate, I get MP. Again, you can change this for this. You will get the ultimate quicker. I do believe this can work really better, but I just did not use it because it would have saved me. I think it could have made my run a bit quicker now that I think about it, but whatever. This is also really good because Obsidian needs MP and I'll get more MP with that. Cool. Now, what run now? Okay, yeah, that's it. I think that is pretty much it. Now, why did I use Yuso? Let me show you her skills. Yeah, support skill. It's this one right now. This QTE. This should be her ultimate. This is the QTE support skill. Now, as you can see, Spotlight increases defense penetration by 16% and increases damage equal to 16%, which is really good. Again, it's not the best, but it is really good. Gina is here because obviously she gets me my power gauge charged by 2% every 3 seconds, and it's really good. I'll get my ultimate quicker, as simple as that. Essil is there because she inflicts spray and prey on the weak. It inflicts spray, try to use it as much as you can. And when you break Baruka, you deal more fire damage to him. Simple as that. Now, let's dive right into the run. Okay, so this is the run. This is how you do it. You enter the battlefield. As soon as you enter the battlefield, I think you might have missed it. Yeah, it went a little bit too fast. Yeah, this. You use the basic skill one, the Almighty Break one. I get the critical hit damage increase, Now, Plum gives the critical hit rate and critical hit damage. So you come here, you use the second skill as quickly as possible. Now look at the amount of damage you'll do. Almost all of them should be dead. Now these are the only few remaining. So what you do is, I have the Overshadow Death one available. I use it. Again, as you can see, my Sungjin decided to go back a little bit to the point where there's a very good chance they might survive. So you might have to retry it again and again and again till you kill all of them. Now, this is where I made a mistake, as you can see. I did not use the Phoenix Soul. I needed to get a bit behind them so that I could target all of them, but I did not. So as you can see, I'm literally missing everyone apart from him. The final hit does hit all, but if you go behind all of them at the center stage, basically where I'm at now, you do kill all of them without having to waste your core attack, which I do now. And you can see even my core attack wasn't aimed properly. Now I use full bloom. Now, as I couldn't kill them properly over here, I instantly bring on Yusohun to give me elemental damage increase, as you can see. Elemental weakness damage increase Spotlight, which increases my attack and defense penetration, which meant Plum could kill all of them at his final hit. Now the big boss is gonna come and use the second skill and he instantly dies. As simple as that. Again, you should not need to use Yusohun so early on. I made a mistake and I had to use him. You can cut in at least 2-3 more seconds from that. You can cut out 2 to 3 seconds if you use Phoenix Soul at the right time. Now Baruka comes in. Now this is where it takes a lot of time because I cannot do enough damage to kill him. I would need a lot of advancements or the new fire weapon to kill him without letting him escape once. Now I'm using basic skill, keeping my mana up because I'm using the obsidian effect. Now I use the basic skill 1, which increases critical hit damage and deals a lot of damage, by the way. Look at that. Look at that's a lot of damage even when break is active. Now use all the QT skills you can. It doesn't really matter how much damage you take because he does not deal enough damage for you to die. Again, basic skills, basic attacks to keep my mana up. Now, again, core attack. I use in Gina because I have to bring her on later on. At least let me get my damage, and this is the only reason why I used her. Now, as soon as my basic skill 1 will be available, I will use it. But as you can see, it's not available, so I'm just using my basic attacks to keep my mana up. Full bloom, it doesn't really matter again. You won't die from him. Basic skill 1, just doing damage, just doing damage. Keep on rinsing this. Now, as soon as the skill was available, I went here, brought on Yusuhun, critical damage increase, spotlight and stuff. Now I'll use the shadow step. Now, I was a teeny tiny bit second late with Gina, but you'll see what I mean. I use SL over here. Again, look at that. We're just dealing damage to him. Now I use the second skill, which does a lot of damage. Now, my plan was, I'll show you. My ultimate is almost here, as you can see. I would have brought on Gina as soon as she was available, but it was just 1 second late. So let me show you what I did here first. I use a basic skill 2. Look at that. See, then I had the QT available. I use the QTE. Now my plan was to bring on Gina so that I could throw the ultimate and kill him. I think I would have killed him. But okay, he escaped. Now as you can see, I brought on Gina. She was just teeny tiny seconds late. Just a teeny tiny second. Why? Because Gina with this effect stops the enemy. The enemy cannot do anything for 2 to 3 seconds. That would have allowed me to get the full plum with the ultimate. But again, I could not do it, so the enemy goes away. Now I'm doing nothing. Now he comes in, as you can see now. He will come back to the battlefield. I get close to him so that I can get the shadow step in. Use it, defense down, throw the first attack, critical hit damage up, almighty break 1. Look at this, how much damage will it do? 51. Now instantly do full bloom into the ultimate and bring on Yusuhun. Now he will survive with just, I think, 2%, 5% HP, but he almost dies, as you can see. The ultimate does so much damage. Let me show you how much HP he has remaining. Yeah, 4% HP. With good RNG, you might be able to kill him with this ultimate, but okay. Now instantly as he's alive, I bring on Yusuhun, elemental damage increase, spotlight and stuff. Now, you can use a basic skill 2 which is hidden behind this prompt, so sorry for that. Or you can use what I did, Phoenix Soul. I used the Phoenix Soul which basically just killed him. 1 minute 8 seconds. Again, also showed you my mistakes. If you don't do the mistakes I did, you could kill him, I think, at around 1 minute. You won't need to go above 110 at the max. Now this is it, this is the run, and now we are ranked number 1. Now again, I'll recap my mistakes for you. They are really simple. The first mistake is over here. The initial run was really clean, but this is where I make the first mistake. I had, now over here, again, so when you kill all of them with overshadow, all of them should be dead, none of them should survive. Now all of them are gonna come in. As you can see, I wanted to go back a bit, which would have allowed me to target left, this, and the guy behind me, and they all would have died with Phoenix Soul. As you can see, I was literally firing at nobody over there. So keep that in mind. And my core attack was also a miss. This was one mistake for me. The other mistake was, this was the other big mistake. I used Gina. I should have used her a bit before. As you can see, Gina was just going to be available in 654. My ultimate was also going to be ready. So I would have brought in Gina. She would have made sure this Baruka would not have gone anywhere. As you can see, just about now, he vanishes. I use in Gina. If Gina's cooldown was just 1 second earlier, I would have trapped him, used full plum with the ultimate, and then instantly thrown the Phoenix Soul skill, and he would have died instantly over there at 1 minute 6 seconds. Shave after 2-3 seconds earlier from that, and you're killing him in 1 minute. So these are the mistakes I made, but still, we are at number 1. Let me show you my rank. Again, number 1. So again, this is the run. You can optimize it if you have this weapon. Where is it? This one, you can even do it quicker than before. I will try to get this weapon, and if I do, I will make another video. But consider this I think at the moment, consider this the final video from me for this Baruka run. Fire has always been my weakness over in Battlefield of Time. But again, number 1 is a very good rank. Let's be honest over here. So yeah, Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. And